such short notice. The week's been a bit crazy, so here's what I want you to do before we start. Take your hands. Okay, one hand goes palm up. So right hand up, left hand gets made into a knuckle. This is how much protein you're eating at every meal. This is your carbohydrates, so your rice, your potatoes, your whatever. Turn the right hand over. This is your vegetables. Turn your thumb up. That's your fats. That's how you eat 3 meals a day. That's all you really need to know. Yeah, thanks. No, look, honestly, I wanted today to be about like actual, things you can implement quite easily and things that are, real world, rather than have it some esoteric bullshit that you can't understand and you can't implement. So, really, if you're ever in doubt, like let's say you're out for a meal with friends or family, you go to Nando's, you got a counter, you don't really know what you should be eating, the easiest way to assess it is just go, right, is the protein portion roughly my palm, an open hand, roughly that depth as well. So for most people, that's about 150 to 200 grams of protein. Is my carbohydrate portion something about the size of my fist? So that's, 2 or 3 big potato spoons, a big fistful of rice, any sort of carbohydrate. And then is my healthy fat somewhere around my thumb, so like a spoonful or 2. And then I can eat as much vegetables as I want. If you can just look at every meal like that, you'll have such an easy time doing this. But if you're constantly worried about, counting calories, is this 50 grams or 75 grams? Is it 100 grams or 125 grams? You're going to screw yourself over. So mostly what we're going to do is talk about the Mission Reboot blueprint. And I'll be sending that on to all you guys on Monday anyway, so don't worry too much about it today. But essentially, the first thing to talk about is what is sustainable change. So sustainable change is actually being able to do stuff long term. Like hands up if you've ever done a diet and failed. Or like if you've done one and regained everything you've lost. And if you don't have your hand up, you're probably a liar, because everybody's done it at some stage. The reason why they don't work is because they're not sustainable. And sustainability comes down to it actually being something you can do for the rest of your life. Something like a juice diet or a juice fast or fucking 5 and 2 or any sort of kind of fatty Weight Watcher style diet. They're not sustainable, they don't work long term, and because they don't work long term, you're ultimately on this up and down, getting fat, getting skinny cycle where you're chasing all these unrealistic goals. So today we're just going to figure out a way that you can eat well, in line with your goals, and it'll help facilitate weight loss without having to think too hard about it. So when it comes to habits, the reason why we say 12 weeks is the minimum you need is because it takes about 12 weeks to form a new set of habits. All the research points to, like for habit formation, if you pick up something new, like a new habit, and keep it for 2 weeks, your chances of success are up in the 80% range. If you pick up 2 or more habits and try and keep them for 2 weeks, it flip-flops and you now have an 80% chance of failure. So if you try and take on too much too soon, you just end up getting nowhere. You'll be great for 2 or 3 weeks, you'll have loads of motivation, and then something will happen. It could be a stressful day at work, and you have a bad weekend, and that weekend turns into a bad month. It could be like a relationship problem. It could be anything that'll just set you off your normal course, and unless you've kind of rewired your brain to say, this is how I eat and this is how I normally do it, you're always going to struggle. So the reason why it's 12 weeks is because if you're eating 5 to 6 times a day and you're trying to get in the habit of eating a new meal, it takes about 2 weeks to get into that habit. So every 2 weeks you can add a new meal in. Every 2 weeks you can do something a little bit better, and over the course of 12 weeks you're doing stuff without even realizing it. Like the biggest thing and the best thing you can have happen is when you turn around and go, oh, I didn't even realize I was eating healthy anymore because it's just how I eat now. Ah yeah. Alright, so the main reason why people fail diets is because they're, like we said, not sustainable. The biggest problem with Weight Watchers, with Slimming World, with any sort of paleo diet is that people look at it and they go, right, I need to take away, I need to take away, and I need to take away. I need to eat way less food to lose weight. Your body's smarter than you are. You'll get away with eating less food for a period of time, and then 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, you'll just shit the bed. Like your body will go, crap, I need food, and then all of a sudden you binge. It's like most people do a great job dieting between like 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. And once 6 p.m. hits and once the evening gets here, yeah, you're all nodding. Once the evening gets here, you go, shit, I'm starving. Okay? That's not a uniquely evening time thing. It's just the fact you've undereaten during the rest of the day, and your body knows it needs a certain amount of calories during the day to kind of get by. If you don't have that certain amount of calories, you'll find a way to get them, and that'll be your body saying, hey, eat some food really quickly. So there's 3 or 4 main reasons when it comes to setting up nutrition that people fail at. The first one is making sure they have the right calorie level, so making sure you have enough energy coming in day to day. And we're going to dig into these later as we go on. The second is nailing down your macronutrient content, so your protein, your fats, your carbohydrates. The third one is meal timing, so when you eat, how often you eat, and how much you eat at meals. And the final one then is supplementation, and supplementation is like, it's almost so irrelevant I wouldn't even bother thinking about it at this stage, because there's nothing you can take in a pill or powder form that will fix, 18 hours a day of bad eating. Okay, it doesn't exist. If that's what you're here for, sorry, it doesn't happen. So